This is VOA News. Reporting by remote, I'm David Byrd. Presidents Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin held their first summit on Wednesday, with both men saying the talks were constructive and straightforward. We get more from AP's Sagar Magani.
In Geneva, both leaders described constructive talks lasting about 3 hours.
There were no threats, just simple assertions.
Through an interpreter, Putin says he and the president generally spoke the same language.
I think there was no hostility, quite the contrary.
They've agreed to return their ambassadors to Washington and Moscow and work toward a new nuclear arms treaty. But there's sharp disagreement on cyber attacks. Putin denies Russia's involved, while U.S. intelligence indicates otherwise. The president says he made clear attacks on major American infrastructure are unacceptable.
Whether I stopped it from happening again, he knows I will take action.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
The U.S. Federal Reserve signaled Wednesday that it might act sooner than previously planned to start dialing back the low interest rate policies that have helped fuel a swift rebound from the pandemic recession, but have also coincided with rising inflation. The Fed's policymakers forecast that they would raise their benchmark short-term rate, which influences many consumer and business loans, twice by late 2023. They had previously estimated that no rate hike would occur before 2024. In a statement after its latest policy meeting, the Fed also said it expects the pandemic to have a diminishing effect on the economy as vaccinations increase, thereby allowing for more growth. The news from the Federal Reserve unnerved investors on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrials dropped 0.77%. The S&P 500 lost 0.54%, while the Nasdaq fell by 0.24%. This is VOA News. The U.S. government has put an end to two Trump administration policies that made it harder for Central American migrants fleeing violence to qualify for asylum. AP's Jackie Quinn reports.
There's a new policy for judges announced by Attorney General Merrick Garland, saying they should drop previous rules that made it tougher for immigrants facing domestic or gang violence to be granted asylum in the United States. An immigration attorney in Washington, D.C. said he recently represented a family from El Salvador. The husband was killed, and gang members started coming after his children. But still, the immigration judge denied that claim under the Trump rules. The lawyer says even with the changes, it will still be hard to win asylum cases. A key architect of some of Trump's immigration policies, Gene Hamilton, says he thinks the Biden announcement will lead to more asylum claims being based on crime, and he says that's not a reason for the humanitarian protection. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
The European Union is recommending member countries start lifting restrictions on tourists from the United States. AP's Charles de Ledesma reports.
EU members have agreed to add America to the list of countries in whose cases restrictions on non-essential travel should be lifted. The move was adopted during a meeting in Brussels of permanent representatives of the 27-nation bloc. The recommendation is non-binding, and national governments have authority to require test results or vaccination records and to set other entry conditions if they want. In addition to the US, also added were North Macedonia, Albania, Serbia, Lebanon and Taiwan to the tourist travel list. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Scientists and workers at a Chinese satellite launch center in the Gobi Desert are making their final preparations for the launch of the Shenzhou-12 spacecraft, a high-stakes crewed mission and China's first crewed launch in years. Reuters' Maha Al-Badrawi reports.
China will send 3 astronauts into orbit on Thursday, the first of 4 crewed space flights to complete the country's space station by the end of next year. Ni Haixing, Liu Boming, and Tang Honbo will launch into orbit aboard the spacecraft that morning from Jiuquan in northwestern Gansu province. Construction of China's space station began in April with the launch of Tianhe, the first and largest of 3 modules. It'll be Tang Honbo's first space outing. Chinese astronauts have had a comparatively low international profile. US legislation bars NASA from any cooperation with China, and Chinese astronauts have not been to the more than 2-decade-old International Space Station.
That's Reuters' Maha Al-Badrawi. Reporting by remote, I'm David Byrd, VOA.